And welcome back to Braggers Gaming. I'm Gamer Braggers, and this is Techtonica. In the last episode, we went and checked on a signal appearing in lab, actually, which was just over there. So we did that, and then I showed off my sand pumping, which is not great. We've got some of these are now empty. This one's still going. This one's empty. This one's empty. So sand production is lower than before. These three are still going. They're still going. But yeah, sesamite production over here. We did have a slight setback in that the only insert of sesamite sand down here was blocked. Sesamite powder was blocked, so it wasn't producing the Shiverthorn coolant, so we weren't producing the fuel this side to then pump it to get it working on the rest. So that was slightly problematic, but has been resolved by just removing sesamite sand had gotten into the production line, so I just removed that and everything started going. And you can see that this is slowly catching up, but it is catching up. But yeah, so yeah, all the pumps are, there's one over there. We're slightly under on power, but not enough to cause issues. As you can see, our production is still above our dig speed is still above the refill rate, so that's fine. And then, you know, this is just spat out a load now anyway, so that's all good. Now, what are we doing in this episode? We are going for the last of the unlocks that I'm aware of in terms of upgrades. So we need to come down to Sierra and pop those in because I've got those with me. Just top those off. I have done a few bits off camera, but I'll go through those in a little bit. We're just going to upgrade a Sierra, and then we need to find some stuff to drop stuff off in places. Here we go. There we go.
Terminal upgraded. Unknown and or classified technologies available. Report all activities. Activities not authorized.
Okay, so if we up to the top of Sierra, so we've now got crush powder plus enables the mixing of sesamite and kindlevine powder that generates increasing amounts of power with each crusher cycle. Interesting. We've also got slow deconstruction of base building components. What have we got in synthesis? Mass production iron infused limestone using crushers. Enables mass production of iron infused limestone by maximising extraction of residual material from iron. Okay, maybe not. But they're all yellow. And obviously these are blocked because I haven't unlocked this one. Enables the production of... yeah, that's not what we want. Enables filtration of biological from scrap ore and compression of surplus. Okay. Anyway, so there's a few bits there. I have tried to increase production of scrap from over there, so I've put another couple of drills down. I've also upgraded them to electric drills, so we're using those. We do still have a problem with sand here, so we need to head down to a foundry and see if we can sort out what's going on with the sand there, because we're just not getting through the sand. So this is all getting choked up, and then the scrap that's coming through here isn't being processed, which means this level's filling up as well. Same goes for archive, I believe. Well, sand is moving. That is good. There's no power. But look at all of that. 15,000. This had all stopped because there was no power being generated, but there's lots of power coming through. Well, there was. Yeah. And the sand is going down to foundry, which is 9. Right, let's just have a quick look at X-ray and see how we're getting on with research cores. I did purchase one of the research cores, one of the research things. I can't remember what that was for now. I've got loads of frames. We want to come over here. How many we got? 300. Nice. I will take those. You're not producing because you haven't got enough blues. You are producing though, and that's fine. Clipping through. No fuel. Oh, there we go. Where am I? Okay, yes. Right, you are empty. For processor units. I'm. Is that what? Ah, there we go. They're coming through. Okay. Steel slabs. Right. Sesmite sand is what I need to deal with. Okay. Right, let me show you what I have been working on. And part of the reason why my inventory is full of rubbish. Foundry. Okay. So, I have reworked the foundry a fair amount because it was backed up, and I think I'm going to need to do a bit more because the amount of sand we've got coming through isn't great. So I know that where's my jobs? All of these are done. Okay. Fair enough. Where is it? Is it energy? Science. I'm fairly certain we're going to need to produce a load of these. Interesting. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I needed these for a task that I haven't got yet from screenshots in the Discord, and I thought they required sensor blocks, but it doesn't look like they do. Huh. So why am I producing a load of those? Anyway, so I've got sensor blocks being produced slightly more aggressively than they were just over there. I've also got sesamoite ingots, and I'll show you how I've got those here. So, as you can see, I've ripped out all of this and started again. So we've got sand being filtered, and it's stacking up, so I probably need a few more of these. Some of the sand comes out and gets turned into glass. The sesamoite powder is put in here and then is mixed with shiverthorn extract, threshed into coolant, and then that's put in here. And that spits out the crystals, which I then turn into the refined ingots and send those off. The glass comes along here and gets popped into here with the sensor blocks. We might need to hook up our glass production into here. I've also got the frames being produced for the carbon frames, along with the carbon brick, just as it was out there. So these are still manually loaded, but they produce enough to keep this running. And then that goes into the sensor blocks, although I'm manually loading the relay circuits, which we're going to need to bring a few more in, which is good news. So yeah, and then that spits it out along here and puts it into these chests here, so I don't have to go into the factory to go and get it. I've also been emptying this chest. So that I've only got the one. So I'll put all of those in. So yeah. But this is where a lot of the sesamoite sand is being used. The other place it's being used is down on barracks as part of the sesamoite ingot production, which is over here. But again, that's just being manually done. What I probably need to do is get it shipped up to the entrance and stored there rather than stored up here. But it's producing fairly quick down here. And yeah, we've got the sand being pulled across into here, but it looks like this, yeah, this is about to back up because of the plant matter. Which is being fed into here. To produce plant matter bricks. Yeah, and that's going into there. So that's using up some of the thing, the plant matter. And then I'm also bringing plant matter across from over here, so that it will also help fill these up a bit quicker. So yeah, that's coming across out of the chests. Do you know what? I'm just going to spit that out. There we go. Just to boost that a bit more. And then yeah, this side, because we have got another problem down here. So this is all backed up, which I'm not that fussed about. But it does mean that all of that's backed up. The problem I've got is up here, and it's to do with the plant matter bricks. This is full, which means this isn't processing, so it's not making stuff, which means these aren't being made. Or at least not at the same volume that they were. So, yeah. So we need to kickstart this again, and that might be the one of the next little projects I work on. Yeah, I think that's kind of it, really. Where are we going? Let's go and put stuff back into the system. So, yeah. Right, why aren't you producing? Because you haven't got the coolant. And you're not producing because you don't have the sesamite powder. Interesting. And not a problem, because we have plenty of sesamite powder. Where is the sesamite powder coming from? Okay, we'll pick that up in a second, because that is a problem. We're just going to pop these in there. That'll start getting them into the system. And it's not going to be too long and we're going to need another one. Amazing. Okay, so sesamite powder. Is that one coming across from here? Here. Okay. Okie dokie. Sesamite powder, where was that coming from? Oh, was it coming from Foundry? I think it was. Interesting. Right, that's fine. I know how we can fix that. And that's going to involve lab. Because sesamite powder is something we have plenty of. In fact, if I turn that around, and where does that go in? If I send that to 2, right, there we go. And that should kickstart that again. Because we've got plenty. Because it's all backed up down there. It's all backed up around here. All around here. All backed up here. So I think if this is sesamite powder feed, which I think it is. Yeah. Right, I am just going to put a little bit of strain on the system. No, I don't want sand in there. I'm tempted to actually hook these two up. I'm just waiting. Yes. So what I'm going to do is hook you up there. And do that. And that will then filter off all of these. I'm going to stick a load of sand in each of these to get it out of my inventory as well. Because it's the sand that's slowing it all down. And then your sesmite, yep. And then I'm going to put sand in these ones as well. Just to get things moving a bit more. There. Cool. Alright, the pumps are still going, that's good. We're not getting warnings of fuel. There's some over there, that's a problem. Okay. What are you? Output is full. Okay. Okay. But yeah, this sesmite is backed up again. There. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're still above the limit, it's just not as quick as I'd like. But I still haven't found a decent place to set up another one of these. But I think we might have a problem with the amount of fuel being sent into the system. But that's okay. Yeah, this is still backed up, which is great. Because that'll start processing now. Because that's feeding down to 2. Which is good. So yeah, it's going. It's just slow going, and we got sand coming back through, which is fine. Oh wow, that is already processed. All of that sand that I put in there. Blimey. And that's still going with those. Okay. There. Right, let's let that all filter through. Yeah, you're still getting trouble getting power. Part of me is tempted to filter off some of this back around this way. Oh. Oh, I can't. That's why. Yeah. Yeah. It's because all of those go round that way. Do you know what? I think what I'm going to do is cancel that. And do that. So that all then goes that way. At least from these two. And hopefully top this one off a little bit more. Unless we have a assembler. That's power, isn't it? Logistics? No. Synthesis. Threshing speed, which we could take. Mine speed we can't take. We could take that one. Power trim. See, that's all power related. One thing I am going to do while I've got the cores. Oh, we're missing it. Interesting. HP glide 4. Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. That looks like it's backed up now. That's fine. We are going to have a bit of a problem up here with the sesamoite powder backing up, because here it's full. Oh, it's waiting on sand. So we are going to have to deal with that, and that is a problem that I need to deal with. So I need to come up with a solution for that. I need to come up with a solution for the plant matter bricks. I don't know. Have I got any on me? I think I have. I don't. Let's go find some. I'm just wondering whether there's a... Ooh, interesting. Oh no. I'm just wondering if there is a potential solution for putting them through crushers. I don't know. I just pick some up. I've got a crusher over here I can have a look at. Oh, I could have just done that. No, there isn't. At least not that we haven't unlocked. Science. Construction, terraforming, synthesis. Plant matter compression. Takes plant matter fiber and sesamoite gel. Bio extraction, but I think that takes condensed scrap and the kindlevine extract, and then produces kindlevine extract and plant matter bricks. I think. Let's have a look. We'll unlock it, and then if I have a look in here. Or not. Yeah, it's not. because it's there. 1 condensed scrap and 10 Kindlevine produces 20. Oh, condensed scrap though. Interesting. Just because I'm thinking about how to mass produce iron, but that would involve this being upgraded. So yeah, we need to come up with something. Hang on a minute, because we can. Two produces 60 carbon powder. Interesting. I think we might have to blast smelt them, you know. But it's getting the... So what do I need to upgrade that recipe? Carbon powder, bricks, which 500 carbon powder, which if we're blast smelting these wouldn't be a problem. Plant matter bricks and sesamite gel. I've got sesamite gel here. We could do that actually. If we were to get the sesamite gel from here up, it produces 60 at a time, and I only need 1. That would give me enough for the... yeah. Okay. So there's a potential solution. We need to get the sesamite gel up here. But it would need to replace this, so it would need to go there, come up to here and go through there. What's this one? That's Kindlevine extract, isn't it? Which we wouldn't need. Okay. Okay. Potential solution then. I think the other thing I need to do is I need to go and get some more belts, and we need to upgrade in here with the belts. But I think if we can get this, the irony being, if we fix this, we're not going to need the Kindlevine extract. That this isn't throwing up. I shall take these out and put them in here. but that could work. We just got to get the materials down here. In fact, I'm tempted to just do it along here. Not through there, through that one. See, Kindlefine's now coming through. But yeah, I think that works. And then we've got plenty of these, so I can siphon, siphon some of these off to get glass smelter. That produces 160. See, the problem is that's not particularly efficient, but I don't see how else we can do it. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call this episode, actually. I need to work on solutions, and I will do that. Yeah, there's no Atlantum recipes there for me to be able to stick these in. But are we just not using it? Which I don't get. It seemed to be the be all end all, but it's not. Yeah. So I will leave you with lab. If you've got any suggestions, then please let me know down in the comments below. 65. I think this is the sand shifting is going to get slower and slower as you see, there's no power, there's no fuel over there. As these pumps empty, there's going to be no we're going to get less and less dig speed. So yeah, we might need more power up here. How are we doing with coming in from the other side? Not great. What have we got stuck in reserve? Nothing. I've got nothing on me either. So yeah, we might need to come up with some more power. Just to balance it out a bit more. But then these aren't. Yeah. Output is full. Output is full. Yeah. Okay. I don't know, maybe that's the right... I mean, I could sit and do the calculations for this. 28.5 a minute, and work out what I actually need out of here. But it was always going to be tricky getting it back up to filling up the system anyway, because when this stopped working, it started causing problems. There you go. That's now starting to go on a regular, and we're still backed up over here, but it's producing, so that's that. So that's good. And we'll start extracting again, pumping. But for now, thank you for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ticking the bell so you know when new videos go live. In the description is a link to the channel Discord. Feel free to come talk about the games you're playing, the games I'm playing, games in general. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.